Alexandra Eala says what her family would never let her do. That's just like Rafael Nadal. Alexandra Eala remains one of the outstanding exports from Rafael Nadal's famed academy, having shot to fame during her sensational 2025 season. There, she reached the semifinals of a Masters 1000 event, appeared in and won her first ever Grand Slam main draw match, and reached a tour-level final too. Naturally, the legendary Spaniard was keen to outline his pride every step of the way. Nadal even practiced with Eala last year, seeking to impart his wisdom on the youngster who is seemingly creating history at every turn. And there are growing similarities between these two that extend far beyond their smooth left-handed game styles. How Alexandra Eala is just like Rafael Nadal. Speaking to the ASB Classic just before she lost to Wang Xinyu in the semifinals, the 20-year-old spoke about how she had been visiting New Zealand with her family. Alexandra Eala admitted, "This is the first time all of us have been in New Zealand, so it's nice. The atmosphere is great. Obviously, a big Filipino community. I like the place. It's very calm, very clean." When asked about her family, Eala then used it as an opportunity to explain how she was raised to control her emotions, adding, "Smashing a racket is a big no-no in my family. And if that happened, you'd probably never see me on court again." Interestingly, Nadal went his entire career without breaking a single racket, having spoken about this decision at length. He explained why back in 2020, "My family wouldn't have allowed me to break a racket. For me, to break a racket it would be to lose control of my emotions." It seems there are alarming similarities between what Eala said and how her idol was brought up too. Whilst she was sadly beaten in the semifinals of the ASB Classic, despite bringing up a match point, Eala should still leave Auckland full of confidence. After all, she kickstarted her new campaign with a string of solid wins against top opponents, including a straight-sets victory against Magdalene. It marks the continuation of her form from 2025, which shot her to fame. The hope is that we will only see continued growth from this Filipino superstar in the coming months too. Set to star at the Australian Open, before potentially heading back to the Philippines for her home tournament, the next few weeks could be crucial for Eala to build a strong foundation for a phenomenal year on tour. Alexandra Eala, the rising star of Philippine tennis, is no stranger to the spotlight. At just 18 years old, she has already carved a name into the international tennis scene, winning titles, breaking records, and inspiring a new generation of young athletes in her country. But behind the trophies, the flashes of cameras, and the roaring applause, there is another story, one that reveals not only her determination but the wisdom and boundaries set by her family. In a recent interview, Alexandra shared a candid insight into her life. The one thing her family would never let her do. "They would never let me play tennis every single day without rest or without thinking about school," she said. The remark might sound ordinary at first, but for someone like Alexandra, whose life revolves around training, matches, and traveling across the globe, it carries the weight of discipline, foresight, and love. It's a lesson that mirrors the experiences of some of tennis's greatest legends, including Rafael Nadal. At first glance, Nadal's and Eala's lives seem worlds apart. Nadal, the king of clay, has been dominating courts since he was a teenager, his left-handed spin and unmatched intensity making him a global icon. Alexandra, by contrast, is a young prodigy just stepping into the limelight. But the similarity lies not in their swing or their titles, it's in the boundaries imposed on them, the guidance that shaped their approach to tennis and life. Nadal has often spoken about the strict routines his uncle Tony Nadal enforced, the limits placed on his activities outside the sport, and the unwavering focus on physical and mental balance. Just like Alexandra, he learned early that talent alone isn't enough. Guidance, structure, and rest are just as crucial. For Alexandra, the limits her family sets are not chains, they are anchors. In a world where young athletes are often pushed to the brink in pursuit of glory, her family's insistence on balance is a form of protection. She is encouraged to pursue tennis passionately, but not at the expense of her education, her health, or her childhood. In many ways, this mirrors Nadal's upbringing. Nadal's uncle was famously strict, training had rules, meals were structured, and distractions were minimized. Yet, it wasn't about control, it was about nurturing a champion while preserving the young boy's spirit. Alexandra's family seems to echo the same philosophy, blending ambition with caution. It is fascinating to imagine what this means for Alexandra's daily life. While her peers might sleep late, scroll endlessly on social media, or dive headlong into competitions, Alexandra's routine is carefully orchestrated. There are practice sessions meticulously timed to prevent burnout, lessons and academic commitments that keep her mind sharp, and moments of rest where she can simply be a teenager. It's a delicate dance, one foot on the accelerator of dreams, the other grounded in reality. This is where her connection to Nadal becomes symbolic. Both athletes grew up understanding that restraint can coexist with ambition. Sometimes, saying no is just as important as saying yes. Yet, Alexandra's story is not merely one of caution. It is a testament to creativity, adaptation, and resilience. She doesn't see boundaries as obstacles. She sees them as challenges that spark innovation. For instance, if she can't train continuously, she makes every practice minute count. If she must balance schoolwork with sports, she finds creative ways to integrate learning into her tennis schedule. Her mindset reflects a maturity beyond her years. She understands that greatness isn't measured by endless hours of work alone, but by the quality, focus, and intent behind those hours. Her admiration for Nadal is equally inspiring. Alexandra has spoken about how Nadal's mental toughness and humility shaped her view of tennis. Nadal, despite his intense training, has never lost sight of sportsmanship and character. Similarly, Alexandra's family wants her to grow not only as an athlete but as a person, emphasizing integrity, kindness, and perseverance. The parallel is striking. Both legends and prodigies are defined as much by who they are off the court as by their performance on it. There's also a subtle cultural dimension to Alexandra's journey. In the Philippines, tennis is not the most prominent sport. Basketball and boxing often dominate headlines. Choosing tennis means navigating a path less traveled, requiring determination, patience, and a supportive network. Her family's guidance ensures that this journey is sustainable. Just as Nadal's upbringing in Mallorca provided the foundation for global success, Alexandra's family provides a stable base from which she can reach for the stars. They may say no to certain things, like